tip I can give you is to add vibrato to notes, especially when you're sitting on them, when they're long notes. Right? This adds a lot of color to the sound and a lot of expression. Your vibrato on the guitar is your personal kind of sound and feeling that you put in. If you listen to anyone from Hendrix to David Gilmour, they all have their own unique vibrato. So let's talk about that really quick. Again, we use A minor pentatonic. And I'm going to vibrato the 5th fret here on the G string. Now, a couple tips for vibrato. One of the first things is hand position. Okay? It's very tough to vibrato if our first finger is curved way up in the air and our thumb is back here. Now, it's not impossible. Some people do this. It sounds pretty good. For me, what I find most comfortable is to lock the side of my left hand finger, the first finger on my left hand, to the side of the neck like this. And then I'll take my thumb and hook it around here. Now that's not too necessary. It's more important to lock this first finger. The next thing you want to do is lock your first knuckle here on this finger as well. If this is flat or kind of flopping around while you vibrato, kind of lose control of the note. But if you keep that locked, keep this side there, what you do is you kind of pick the note and fan your hand out. Just like this. In a nice and slow and even manner. That's the next thing about vibrato I can add, is that as long as it's a nice steady kind of quaver, it's going to sound good. If it changes speed in the middle of the kind of note, it will sound awkward and uncertain of itself. Sounds kind of funny, right? But if it's nice and even, it really starts to sing. Okay? Alright, see, sometimes my thumb unhooks, right? And the whole point of this motion is that kind of fanning of the wrists, back and forth like this. Okay? If you go and watch some videos of Eric Clapton or B.B. King in particular, right? He hits a note, he'll go like... His whole hand is just flaying out like that, okay? Now, this kind of hand position holds true no matter if you're playing with your third finger or your pinky or your middle finger. You're going to have that same kind of position. So if I play the 7th fret on the G string, and I turn my hand sideways, that motion is still the same as when I have my first finger doing vibrato. Right? So my side of my first finger is still locked there. And I'm trying to just nice and even with the vibrato. So for bent notes, when you vibrato these, it's a little different. We're going to have the same hand position. And our first finger is going to be locked against the side of the fretboard. You're going to bend the note up to pitch. You're going to release the pitch slowly, just a hair, not very much, and then push it back up. Again, practice this really slow at first. I think vibratoing bend notes is one of the toughest things on guitar. Again, make your way to that pitch slowly. Find it, and push it back up, okay? And again, you can vary the speed on vibrato. It doesn't always have to be the same speed. You know, I might hit one note and do a really fast vibrato, and do another one that's really slow. But the key is just to keep it nice and even and consistent. Now, the final tip about vibrato I can give is when you hit a note and you're vibratoing it, vibrato all the way until the end of that note. Like right before you go to the next note in your phrase, make sure you're still doing vibrato on this note. Let me show you. Now, if I stop the vibrato, it sounds a little awkward. Doesn't sound very complete, right?